When Gaurav finally returns to his rural village, bringing his girlfriend Sonia to meet his family, everything looks picture perfect. He is welcomed with open arms by his father, Rakesh, and his stepmother, Mamta, who project the exact image of a loving, traditional household. But the idyllic homecoming fractures almost immediately. While walking through the village, an old woman selling samosas stops Gaurav and whispers a specific instruction directly into his ear. Gaurav, stay away from them. Back inside the house, Mamta begins a quiet, systematic campaign of isolation. She pulls Gaurav aside to point out anomalies in Sonia's behavior, noting that the girlfriend is constantly asking for cash and speaking entirely too comfortably with Gaurav's old friends. Gaurav brushes off these concerns and formally announces his intention to marry Sonia. This exact declaration forces Rakesh and Mamta to immediately pivot their strategy. This diagram maps out the legal maneuver the parents propose. Weaponizing the fear of modern divorce laws, they warn Gaurav a short marriage could cost him his factories. To protect his wealth, he must sign the estate over to them. The psychological trap is now fully primed. Gaurav stands at a crossroads, forced to choose between the woman he loves and the parents who claim to be his only protectors. The trap almost closes. The legal documents transferring the multi-million-dollar estate are drawn up and laid out on the table for Gaurav's signature. Then, the same street vendor from the village suddenly bursts into the room, loudly offering her snacks. She stumbles, dropping a heavy bowl of wet chutney directly onto the legal paperwork. The signature pages are entirely soaked through and destroyed. Rakesh reacts with disproportionate, violent rage. He screams at the old woman over a ruined piece of paper, completely breaking his warm, fatherly facade. His reaction exposes a deep, terrifying desperation. We can see why he's desperate by looking at the actual anatomy of the family's wealth. This diagram shows Rakesh owns nothing. The entire estate belonged to Gaurav's late mother, Rani, left locked tight in a trust, releasing only on his 18th birthday. Rakesh, originally a poor friend, holds 0% equity in the properties. The ruined paperwork stalls a multi-million-dollar asset transfer. The street vendor has effectively sabotaged the legal heist. Before new legal documents can be drafted, Gaurav walks into his home to find a manufactured disaster. The bedroom has been entirely ransacked. The family safe is wide open. Every piece of ancestral jewelry is missing, and Sonia has vanished without a trace. Mamta and Rakesh capitalize on the chaos. They use the seeds of doubt they planted days earlier to convince Gaurav that his missing girlfriend was a professional con artist who finally made her move and fled with the valuables. Within days, Gaurav is a shell of himself, refusing his food, pacing in silence, and losing the will to argue. He is now perfectly primed for the final demand. Late that night, Gaurav hears a faint, muffled sound echoing through the floorboards. He tracks the noise down into the pitch-black basement of the family home, sweeping a flashlight across the concrete. The flashlight beam settles on Sonia, bound, gagged, and stashed on the cold concrete floor. Once untied, she reveals the conversation she overheard before being caught. As soon as Gaurav signs the replacement documents, his parents plan to murder him, executing the exact same blueprint they used to murder his biological mother years ago. Gaurav storms upstairs to confront Rakesh, but he walks straight into the jaws of the trap. With the truth out in the open, the pretense drops. Gaurav is forced to sign the estate over under the direct threat of a weapon. The people meant to provide a safe harbor were meticulously digging his grave. Rakesh picks up the signed documents, claiming total victory. A second later, the front door is kicked inward. Police officers flood the room, led directly by the old samosa vendor. The frail woman steps forward, grips her own jawline, and slowly peels away a thick, prosthetic silicone mask. The face underneath belongs to Rani. Gaurav's biological mother survived the assassination attempt over a decade ago. Knowing she couldn't break the trust early, she lived in absolute poverty, hiding in plain sight until the exact legal moment her son came of age, so she could spring her counter-trap. Greed drives people to construct elaborate, deadly deceptions. But a mother's instinct to protect her child is a vastly superior strategic force, one capable of erasing an entire identity just to outwit the predators at the finish line.